Hey everybody, welcome back to my house and day 3, 4, I don't know, of working from home. Today we're going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, something I enjoy very much, essential oils. So I've got some of my oils here in front of me, and I can honestly say that I use them every day in different ways. I use oils every morning on my skin, sometimes at night in a bath, a lot of times to clean the house with and to add into things like my wash water for floors, or to make sprays to scent pillows in the house, you know, like pillow mist for when you're going to sleep. And so I thought it would be kind of neat to share sort of a little bit of general information about oils with you guys. Now, I'm not going to talk a lot about specific health conditions and using oils for those because I'm not qualified. I am an enthusiast, obviously, and I know a little bit about it. I've gathered some information over years of using them. So I have some notes here on my phone just to sort of keep me on track, because otherwise I can go off on a tangent with this in a big way. So first of all, what are essential oils? Well, essential oils are compounds that are extracted from plants. They're very highly concentrated, and they can be taken from different parts of the plant, such as the leaves, the flowers, the roots. Essential oils are made in generally two different ways. You can steam extract to get the compounds out, or you can extract through pressing. So something that I had to learn a lot about when I first started using essential oils was, how do you know you're getting a good one? And to be sure, there are different qualities of oils out there on the market. So things that you want to see on the label when you're buying an essential oil is something that indicates that it's 100% pure, free from additives. Some oils are already blended with carrier oil, so you have to kind of read your labels carefully. This one here is a chamomile essential oil blend, it says on the label. So it says right below that, it says for aromatherapy use only. So this is something you wouldn't want to be, you know, for sure not taking internally, and you just want to use this basically for scent, okay? If you see things on a label like words like therapeutic grade or organic, those are great things to see on your label, because it means that you are getting a good quality oil. Good quality oils, it's one of those things, you get what you pay for. Good quality oils are expensive, and it has to do with the amount of substance that is required to make the oil, and how the oil is made, and how rare that substance is. So just to give you an example here, it takes 60,000 roses, or 242,000 rose petals to yield 1 ounce of rose oil. It takes 6 pounds of lavender to yield just a half ounce of oil. So bear that in mind when you are shopping for oils. Yes, they are expensive, but it takes an awful lot of flowers and flower petals to make that oil. By the same token, what you can do is, if you're purchasing oils to use in skincare products or on your body in some way, if you're going to spend the money on those ones. If you want something that just smells nice to put in your wash water, you know, with your laundry, or to put in your like mop water for the floor, that's where you can get away with using the lesser quality oils. So why are essential oils commonly sold in dark bottles? Well, being as expensive as they are, you don't want them to deteriorate. And the number one thing that causes an oil to deteriorate is sunlight and heat. So you can protect your oils by keeping them in dark bottles. And most of them are either in dark brown like this, or in like a dark blue bottle like that. So how can we categorize essential oils? Well, there's several different categories. So The first and one of the most popular, I would think, are the floral oils. So that is things like your lavender oil, rose, I've got some neroli oil, jasmine, ylang ylang, any of those really very floral fragrances, okay? Citrus, another popular category. I have a lot of citrus oils. I really enjoy them. This is orange oil. We've got mandarin oil. I'm sorry, not mandarin, tangerine. And we've got lemon. Lime also falls into that category, okay? So those are your citrus kind of scents. Woody, that's kind of an interesting department, and this is where I wish someone had invented smell-o-vision, because this would be a lot more effective if you guys could actually smell some of these. But that is things like your frankincense, which is here. We've got patchouli, myrrh, cedarwood, and sandalwood, things like that. Herbaceous, so that is things like your oregano, basil, rosemary, mint, spicy oils, cinnamon, got that, ginger, anise would be another one, okay? And camphorous, so that is stuff like your eucalyptus oil, your tea tree oil, and your camphor oil. So something that you have to watch for is knowing the difference between an essential oil and a fragrance oil. So fragrance oils are generally manufactured scents. They contain synthetic compounds, where essential oils, if they are true essential oils, should be 100% pure and all natural. Fragrance oils are a lot less expensive, and sometimes they can be used in things like bath bombs and soaps and that kind of thing, or in a diffuser is fine also. But you need to always check your labels to see if it's safe to use that compound or that oil the way that you want to use it. So let me see here. I've got some fragrance oils here, and this is not to say that fragrance oils aren't really nice and you can't really enjoy them for aromatherapy purposes. These are oils that I purchased online from a company called Piping Rock that I wanted to try, just because they had such a variety of fragrance oils. So this is some violet oil. We've got orchid oil as well. Something else that you will notice too about your fragrance oils is they are not necessarily sold in dark bottles. This one here is from a local company called Sapphire Blue, and it's a vanilla bean scent. Okay, so these ones, Sapphire Blue, I believe their stuff is safe for use in cosmetics. You have to still kind of read the label for each product. And then of course we talked about our chamomile oil blend, but from before, and this one is bergamot, which has sort of a citrusy scent, but it's another one that is for aromatherapy use only. And here's a blended fragrance oil. This is called Bahama Berry and Melon, and it smells beautiful, but it's not pure essential oil. This is great to, you know, in lieu of burning a candle in your house, if you just want to have a really nice summery tropical scent, then you put a few drops of this in your diffuser and go ahead and enjoy it. But it is it's very different from a pure essential oil. So if you're just getting started in essential oils, what are the best ones to have? Well, I guess that sort of depends on how and why you want to use them. If you're looking for oils that you can use in cleaning products, you're going to probably want different oils than if you're looking to make skincare and bath bombs, that sort of thing, okay? So if you are looking for things to supplement your cleaning around the house, you can use cinnamon, thyme, oregano. This one is really in the news a lot lately. Whoops, sorry, that's not oregano. Where did you go? Here it is, oregano oil. This one's in the news a lot lately. There was something going around on Facebook and social media talking about oil of oregano and COVID-19 and how it was, you know, going to help prevent it. And oil of oregano is great, and it has a lot of, I call it the anti-oil because it's like antifungal and antibacterial and, you know, anti. But I have not seen anything to suggest that this is going to solve the world's problems as far as colds or flus. It'll help clean your house, make you smell like a pizza shop actually. But it just, you know, take it with a grain of salt, everything that you read online about these oils. But this is a good one to use in your cleaning products if you're looking for that kind of thing. Great ones for aromatherapy. I love rose oil. I quite often will use rose oil after a bath at night in a little bit of vitamin E oil on my skin. I really love the scent. Mint is great. Now, the one thing I will say about mint, and I know I said we weren't going to talk about specific health conditions, but I really do find that peppermint oil, when you have a headache, is a wonderful thing. A little bit of peppermint oil just on your temples or on the front of your head, for me anyways, it really helps a lot when I'm getting a stress headache. I mean, sometimes I don't even have to take Tylenol or anything else to get rid of it. But again, make sure you're getting a good quality oil. So for calming and relaxing, lavender oil, mint is another good one. If you're looking for oils to use in your diffuser that promote a sense of mental clarity, you can do that with things like your rosemary, basil, sage, clary sage, and juniper berry. Mental focus, lavender, cedarwood, and rosemary are good for those. And blends too. There's lots of blends online. If you want to start blending oils to use in your diffuser, you can find all kinds of recipes online. For a sensation of happiness, lavender, bergamot, jasmine, basil, lemon, rose, and orange. I really do like orange. I really find it wakes you up in the morning, and I don't know, it's just something about the smell of citrus in general I find that makes me happy. Now this is another one, to repel bugs. Now this is something that I have had really good luck with, is using essential oils as well as some things like some shea butter and beeswax to make an anti-bug paste, I guess. So lemongrass, tea tree, citronella oils, another great one. Basil, clove, thyme, mint, cedarwood, pine, geranium, thyme, and also that oregano oil. You don't necessarily have to use all of those, but they're all sort of oils that are known to have bug repelling qualities, and I've used several of them in blends. If you are looking to put oil on your skin and you are wanting to try it for inflammation, some oils that have been reported to have benefits for inflammation are frankincense, copaiba, turmeric, and lavender. But again, you know, consult a qualified professional if you're putting all your eggs in that basket. It may help you, but always good to consult a professional before you use those. Oils to avoid. Again, this goes back to what I was just saying. You should, if you have pre-existing health conditions, you should check with someone who's really knowledgeable about these oils and how they can be used and when and how much, to know how they will affect you. Also, something to think about is essential oils in pets. You can't necessarily use every oil with pets. Wintergreen, pennyroyal, cinnamon, and eucalyptus, you all have to use really carefully around animals, particularly cats. So just be mindful of that, even if you're diffusing them, not necessarily a great idea, especially pennyroyal is really dangerous. So always know the kinds of oils you're using and when it's safe to use them. Okay, so how to use oils. Well, first of all, I don't really advocate taking them internally unless you're under the care of a qualified professional and you know exactly how pure and safe your oils are. I use mine mainly through diffusing. You can see I've got my little diffuser going here. You can get them diffusers all over the place lately. This one is a little one that will plug either into a wall socket or it has a USB power cord, which is really convenient because you can take it in your car, you can plug it in, you can freshen your car, you can take it, well, if you're not like me and you work at a place that allows scents, you can take it to work. It's just really handy, and a couple of drops of oil in some distilled water is all it takes, and that will run for hours. The other thing I do like to do is to apply oils topically. So like I said, in the morning, I will get up, I will use essential oils on my skin, carrier oil with 1 or 2 drops of whatever oil I'm using for the day. In the morning, I generally favor lemon. If I know I'm not going to have to spend time outside, and we'll talk about that later. And at night, I like a couple of drops of rose oil in my carrier oil on my skin, and that's really about all I use. You can also blend oils with other things like, here's shea butter. This is what it looks like when I get it. It's kind of squishy. You can use shea butter. You can use, this is beeswax pellets, cosmetic grade beeswax pellets. And of course there's just, traditional coconut oil. You can blend all of those things together, melt them down gently in a double boiler, add your essential oils, and you can make things like, this is a lavender peppermint lip balm that I made. Now, as far as that goes, if you're looking at making your own products, you can find all of this kind of stuff fairly easily. So if you can't get out right now and you want to do something like this at home while you're sort of self-isolating, you can find these kinds of products, the empty little dark bottles, and even the little roll-on tubes here. You can get stuff like this on Amazon. Lemon. You can order those and you can blend till your heart's content. Amazon also sells, shea butter and beeswax and all that kind of stuff. So you've probably heard me mention a few times since I started talking about carrier oils. So what's a carrier oil and why do I need one? Well, essential oils are widely available, but you really do have to treat them with respect. They are powerful compounds, and in a lot of cases you don't want to go applying them straight on your skin. This can cause skin sensitivity or rashes. Carrier oils, as the name suggests, are used to carry the oil onto your skin safely. Common carrier oils, I've got a few of them here. So this is apricot kernel oil. What have we got here? We've got almond oil. I've seen avocado oil and grapeseed oil used. What have we got here? Jojoba oil. And of course this is fractionated or liquefied coconut oil. Okay. You can also use things like rosehip oil, argan oil. That's more argan oil. So, I mean, in a pinch, you can even go to your cupboard and use plain old olive oil if you need to. Again, you want to look for plant-based carrier oils, and you will see exceptions to the rule. Well, I just said, you should always use a carrier oil. There are some people that will use straight mint on their skin or straight lavender. I would always recommend you start with a carrier oil and see how you react to it, okay? So how much oil to how much carrier oil? Depends on what you're using and how you're using it. But you have to remember that these are very potent, and so less is generally more. I've seen a lot of sites that recommend the 2% rule. So if you were taking 30 mils of carrier oil, you only want to add about 10 drops of oil into that. Okay. Now again, certain recipes are going to be different. If you're familiar with Tiger Balm, the stuff that you can get at the store, the really kind of potent deep heating muscle rub, I've made a homemade version of that, and there's quite a lot of oil in it to get that kind of deep heating action. But again, follow a known recipe. Okay, so essential oils I love them. They're a fun, really nice way to kind of brighten your environment, help pick up your mood, clean your house, just make your house smell nicer. Lemon and citrus oil, though, are ones you have to be careful with if you're going outside anyways, because they can cause photosensitivity. So if you are using this on your skin, you want to make sure you take precautions when you're outside in the sun, because you will burn very quickly with citrus oils on your skin. Same thing with using peppermint, although it really, I find, is great if you're getting a headache. You have to be careful when you use it, because if you use it on your temples, the vapors can still affect your eyes, and you can find yourself with your eyes watering and watering and watering, and that's not a pleasant sensation, and that's definitely not going to help get rid of that headache that you've got going on. So some other oils that you may have heard a little bit about now with everything that's going on as far as COVID-19 and people wanting to clean and disinfect their home. You may have heard about Thieves oil. Thieves isn't a specific oil, it's actually a blend. It generally includes oils like cinnamon, rosemary, clove, lemon, and eucalyptus. Those do have antifungal and antimicrobial properties, so it really is nice to clean your air, make your house smell nice, and you can spray down hard surfaces with that. It will also, if you use it in a diffuser, it really does help clean out your nasal passages. We've talked a little bit about oregano oil. Lavender oil, you probably heard it come up several times as I was going through my notes. It's great for a lot of things. People love it for relaxing at bedtime. You can put it in Epsom salts, make some scented Epsom salts for a bath. You can make a pillow mist. I have a great one that is lavender and distilled water, and that's all it is. And I just give my pillow a mist before I go to bed. That's lovely. It's nice in mop water if you're cleaning your floor. And it can also, if it's used to make like a paste, you can use it for things like a lip balm, or as a treatment for if you get like a bug bite or some kind of irritation on your skin. It can help kind of calm that down a little bit as well. Now, what about essential oil blends? Now, when I say blends, I'm not talking oils that are blended with a carrier oil. I'm talking about pure oil blends that you can get in a store. So this one is one of my favorites. It's by the Now company, and it's called Clear the Air. And I have used this all winter long in my diffuser, particularly at night before I go to bed. A couple drops in my diffuser, and it's got things in it like, let me see. Can I read this without my glasses is the next question. There's some eucalyptus, there's some peppermint, rosemary oil. It just really will clear out your nasal passages. So there are those blends out there. You'll find blends for things like mental clarity or being happy or calming down at night before you go to sleep. You just, again, have to make sure that when you're buying them, you know that you're getting good quality oils. So we have covered a lot of ground here today with our essential oil chat. I hope you've learned a little something. We're going to be repeating this talk in July at the Senior Center because, again, it is handy if you can actually smell some of these oils and smell the difference between a floral oil and a woody oil. We're also hoping to be able to do some kind of a really neat takeaway for you guys at that session, maybe a lava rock bracelet that you can put oil on so that you can enjoy oil throughout the day when you're at home, or maybe a custom oil blend. So if you did enjoy what you see today, please plan to attend that seminar in July. I'm hoping everything is going to be perfectly back to normal and running at full steam again in July. So we would love to have you attend that as well. I hope you've learned a little something and that you've enjoyed spending time this afternoon, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now.